Oh yeah, sluggish. Oh yeah, sluggish debris. That's society. It doesn't mean that the aliens are perfect either, of course. Yeah, society. I'm working on an alien video. I'm kind of throwing humanity under the bus, but then I also have to throw the aliens under the bus too because they have their issues too. So they kind of like they need each other, you know, yin and yang. Because here you develop personality, character. You go a bit more deeper. They're not going into all the details. So because as an alien being, you can, you have challenges, but not like this. So here it kind of like stretches the soul, you could say. And yeah, coming here, I'll just kind of give you some what's going to go into the video. Yeah, it's like coming here though is like some some individuals can. It's like getting too much cosmetic surgery. They're constantly trying to fix themselves. And it can make things worse. So if you add challenges and challenges and challenges, because a lot of people just challenge themselves, they make stupid decisions and then they put themselves in all these situations and then they bitch about it. So you can overdo it. So, and then how do you get? And you get karmic debt and you can't get the hell out of here. I think we've all been there to some level. So, and that's why a lot of people here are just ready to clear that shit out. Yeah, you go through torturous lifetimes, whatever it is. Also, society, yeah. Another reason why things are so slow here is because people they just learn slowly. Not everybody, but quite a few are just not the quickest. They're just not the quickest study. It's like, I don't know, just their obsessions, their vices, their delusions can make things here slow. There's a lot of in the spiritual community to say how love and light they are, and then they're reflecting all their garbage on everybody. And they think, I don't know, it's all you, it's not me. I imagine there's many out there that have experienced that. Yeah, I don't care how many followers you have or what. Some get kind of starstruck and all that. They're around, like I say, some around these podcasters that have a lot of followers, and some of them don't think their shit stinks. The podcasters, I think they're probably the same way, but yeah, I think they're kind of like a little bit around Elvis or something. And they're top tier, they're this and that, and they don't realize all the garbage they're spitting on everybody. So yeah, that's why it's just good to have your boundaries and stay away from these psychos. Yeah, unfortunately, just because you have to learn the hard way too. Just because they're spiritually aware doesn't necessarily mean it's the right spirituality to be around. Narcissists or whatever it might be. It's just gotta protect yourself. But yeah, some do definitely. Some do. Yeah, not everyone's super slow here, but quite a few are, as you can see. Probably the majority. Anyway, and you gotta kind of have to go slow with them. That's the test. Like those of you out there are impatient, which are many, and you feel like you can do you. I would, yeah, you're out there somewhere. Some of you that feel like you're, ahead of the game. I don't know. I don't know. You're ready to play ball and all that, but you're around others that aren't anywhere near that. You're ready to move forward. You trust yourself. Yourself is for the most part. Not perfect, but But then you're on others that are nowhere near that. And that's a test on yourself and patience. Because your energy actually speeds up. But then you see, and that's the test on yourself to see how slow others are. Holy my God, slow. It's not necessarily a bad thing. But, patience has got to be one of the hardest lessons here. There's a lot of hard lessons. That's definitely one of the top tier ones. because you kind of see the future, you see the outcomes, or you know, and it might take 20 years to get there. So like these are like little alien videos and stuff. I was younger, I wanted to do stuff like that. It took me like 20 years to kind of get somewhere near it, and it wasn't the alien stuff, but the other crazy stuff that is, yeah, I'm more independent too, which is good actually. You can be crazier with that. It's like having your little production studio. Yeah, it's good enough, for comedy anyway. It's not supposed to be perfect. It's good for AI stuff's good for teachings and things like that. If you're not trying to be perfect on everything, it's not perfect anyway, but it's perfect for that. It's good for the alien stuff. You can just do galactic shit and everything. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, it's good enough. Once again, but we are in a world. Yeah, this is like the human dumpster world technically. I mean, you don't have to see it that way, but well, it is. It's a dumpster world. Well, it's dumpster society. Not everyone's like that, but some are carrying around their shit. Everyone has their shit, but some are just flaunting it and just not doing anything with it and just carrying it around, reflecting on everybody and so on. It's like a human wasteland. Without using the prison, I doubt. Some are in their own prisons, yes, and we're in their prison because you want to live. I imagine those of you who are out there, you feel like you can live, you can do stuff, and others are nowhere near that. Like two steps forward and 10 steps back. It's like you feel like you can, go do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, definitely not the only one there, and society has another. It's like, nope, we're not there yet. So yeah, it's yeah. I guess you can say we've all been there at some point. We've had our swell points throughout history. Probably just don't remember it. You don't want to remember. Why would you want to remember that anyway? You want to remember. Yeah, you want to focus on, and that is good to focus on the now. But most likely, yeah, if you're around someone that or some things that are slow, it's probably a reflection on where you were at some point, and you don't have to look at it like parenting, but it's kind of like that. You don't have to look at it like that, but it's kind of like that where you just gotta be extremely patient. You can look at it in different ways, but it's just it's like not. Yeah, it's. I hate to use this. Yeah, I might as well just use this. Because some of you are around like toddlers, you can say. Energetic toddlers. They might be adults, but they're still not quite there yet. They're not walking yet. Like they're wanting to walk, but they're not really there yet. So, you have to just, some people have raised kids, right? And you're just like, it's like, well, this one's, and some are just taking fucking forever. They're crawling. Some individuals here I'll laugh about it, but it's like it's vicious at the same time. I mean, some energetically are just crawling. And they're not near the walking stage at all. But they're in your energy field, and you're there for them, like at work or individuals around you. Yeah, let's talk about, because your environment, there's certain individuals that are there for a reason. Yeah, I'm kind of being cryptic about a lot of this, but I think you got that kind of, well, can in general too. It applies to your own life, but yeah, it's like, even if you work, for a corporation, and people are just not getting it, or coworkers aren't getting it, or whatever it is. So, and that's okay. It just, depends on the situation. The dirt slow. Yeah, it's like dirt slow. I was going to do a video out by the water somewhere, but I didn't have any energy for it. But maybe tomorrow or the next day. But yeah, like carrying around someone's stuff. That was the first time I ever actually showed that on the video. I was like, I realized it. As soon as I realized I was carrying around someone else's stuff, I know who it is. It went away. I've been carrying around that shit maybe for a couple of days, maybe longer. It's like living in hell, basically. Insecurities and whatever else. Like, fucking motherfucker. So, yeah. Yeah, you feel like you're going insane. You feel like you're going insane already, but that adds to it. So, if you're carrying someone else's shit like that, like I said, I'm keeping it general. I mean, there is a timeline connection there. It's just like I say, it's dirt. Because, a toddler energy. Maybe that's extreme, but maybe not. Maybe it's not the best way of looking at it, but yeah. It's like instead of walking, they're just crawling around, throwing shit at you. Yeah, and that's the thing about, cause some of the spiritual celebrity ads out there. Like, say, I use podcasters, for example, the disinfo people. They're around, they get around this little clique, and they think they're all that spiritually. Oh, I'm just so advanced, and then, like I said, they're reflecting all their garbage on everyone. Not everyone's doing it, but quite a few of them do it. And do they warn that they're doing it? I don't know. Sometimes they're just so toxic they don't want to hear it, and you just gotta get the fuck away from them. I've experienced that, so yeah, it's just gross. That's like going to these conferences. It's just not really worth it. Just go there and get energetically attacked instead of, depending on who you are, get energetically attacked. You're just nobody knows who you are or anything. You probably coast through there okay. It's like a energetic war zone. Just saying. You'd be surprised. So, it's another dumpster, right? A spiritual dumpster. Yeah, I know, they talk about how great. Some of those conferences, I guess, can be okay, I guess. But, yeah, it's sometimes. Because, it's like going into it's like an ambush. Yeah. So, they're not what they're cracked up to be. Even those that feel like they're going in with friendly fire, waving the white flag, and they get energetically bombed. Yeah, their throat chakra gets blocked, can't talk, all kinds of shit. Yeah, so I've heard about stuff, that's for sure. One I avoided to go to because of that shit. It's like, jeez. It's not nice. So, yeah, I think on the spiritual path, I think you're outside, I think you're past a lot of this stuff, but not necessarily. But once again, as you advance your energy, and you're around others that are energetically at a snail's pace, and it's like, come on, guys, let's get up and go. It's like, nope, not going on. It's like the trailer hitch is broken, and they're just they're just sitting there in your energy field. And it's like, okay, I'll just move on. It's like, you can move on, but you'll end up coming back anyway because they're not done with you or they need your help or something like that, It's like, oh, God. So, I feel like you're in quicksand. Well, all the insecurities and all that. And that makes sense. Oh, it depends. That's all. Yeah. Well, sometimes you're the only one that can help. Yeah. Well, while you're here in this life, because if there's no one else there as a lifeline, well, you know what's best for yourself. You need to cut a cord and run for the hills. That's quite all right. If you feel like that's the right thing to do, then it's the right, definitely. If you feel like you can cut that cord with an individual and not feel bad about it, then definitely do it for sure. But if you cut the cord, it's like, oh, I thought I cut that cord, but it just like it reassembled itself. Well, that's a whole different story because that means there's something there. But sometimes Yeah, I think there are cases where you're just the only one that can help them. I think that there is a such thing as that. Um, then again, if they don't freaking kill you while they're, insecure. Yeah. And they're not saying they're doing that on purpose, but they're just carrying around all their garbage, which is normal, but then they're throwing it all on you. Not necessarily trying to attack you, it's just all the insecurities and all that. They're just, it's massive. And, so, yeah. That's where the snail's pace energy comes in. Golly. So, well, I mean, like I say, you're here, and it's like I say, sometimes, well, like if you go to a doctor, right? Like you go to all these doctors, they all suck, and you go find one that works, or a head doctor, whatever. There's a lot of truth to that. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that sometimes the patient, yeah, might drown him, maybe. Well, that's part of the spiritual growth, right? Talking about spiritual growth, holy shit. Yeah, like I say, your energy is also like a guide to others energetically, but also you can help them physically. It's like, okay, I'm helping you astrally, but the physical version doesn't mean the astral version isn't brutal either. It's very confusing and whatever. Right? Yeah, but if you look at, I mean, obviously this is the hell realm, obviously. Not the hell, but there's different versions of hell, but this one's enough. And there's obviously a lot of soul growth. That's why many come here for just whatever it is that they can improve on. And of course, you're always testing yourself. So it's brutal. That's why resting is very important. Yeah, it's not all love and light. Oh God, man, that's such manipulation. Or like the devilish grin that's out. Now some people might just have a devilish grin, but they're not out to be devilish to anybody. That's one thing. But some are. Like they can't heal the devil within themselves, and you can really see on the outside of it. It's kind of creepy. Kind of that sinister, psychotic energy, and so the love and light energies are, it's like sugarcoating the true lessons that are here. Of course, you have the new age groups that are just obsessed with astrology and tarot cards and whatever. But of course, some of them are spiritually mature to see the other side of it too. It's deep, the alien connections and that are, because you're also being led to more of your, the alien dreams are good, they're just, sometimes they can be, but also it's like an indication that you're on the right track. But this is like, it's kind of like, some people are in high school, you can say still, it might be adults, but they're acting like they're in high school. So if you're in high school, like the 4 year or 5 years or whatever it is like you're still, not in a school, but you're kind of in a school technically. And there's gossip and this and that, and sometimes it takes some individuals some time to mature. Let's put it that way. They might tell you off when they're 9th graders, but when they get to the 12th grade, you have to wait that long, but or over the couple of years they start to mature and see things more differently. Let's put it that way. So, the high school thing, some are actually in that mentality, and that's where it gets brutal. Kids are, they're can be vicious. God, fuck, man. Doesn't mean they're trying to be mean. They're just healing their selves and conflicts and everything. So so it's and you get into her safety zones and all that, and it's like you can't protect yourself forever. You gotta kind of live. You gotta live a little. You're gonna live in your box for only so long. So anyway, yeah, it's a lot of emotional stuff. Yeah, and emotions come through because all of the, you know, the heavy lifting we're doing energetically. Of course, your emotions just pour out. Yeah, just. But your energy does get stronger if you don't go completely insane. But you just gotta know your own what do you call it, your boundaries to rest, because it is kind of like an energetic fight. Like I say, you might have good intentions, but like I say, other people have all their insecurities and delusions and insecurities, and they see you as a monster, but you're not a monster. You're here to help, and they don't see it that way because all the programming and abuse they went through, and so on and so on. It's like, yeah, you're in a insane asylum, basically. Yeah, it's like it can feel like you're dealing with an inmate that is just completely broken down, and you're there to like open up a window for them to see reality, and they're just ready to scratch your eyes out, saying just you're the devil and all that, when you're just there to help them live again. Some of them have shut themselves off from being alive in order to bring some kind of existence back in. So yeah, it's kind of a heavy frequency there. Yeah, so of course yeah. Either way, yeah, that's all we got right now. So where things are heading, yeah, take it day by day. They're doing the release of the hostages. That can be a heavy energy too, because it might be a sign of things to come. Meaning, like, yeah, they might be freeing those hostages from Hamas. The war's not over yet. So just because it's like, oh, it's gonna be peaceful, are you sure about that? We're not. I would think there's more going on behind the scenes, but in China, with the U.S., yeah, anything can happen with that. China is very quiet, unusually quiet. Usually they are, but kind of doing shady things behind the scenes. So not to say U.S. is perfect, that's for damn sure, but either way. Okay, all right, we'll just leave it at that. Blessings.